Good morning. Today we are going to study one of the poems from ICSE, 9 Gold Medals by David Roth. 9 gold medals describes about the Olympics. We all know that the modern Olympics, which started from 1896 from Athens, has come a long way, and 1920 Olympics was supposed to be held in Tokyo, but due to the latest scare of the COVID-19 it has been postponed to 2021. And you should know that just like the Summer Olympics, just after nearly a month at the same venue are held the Paralympics or the Olympics for the disabled people. And this poem David Roth describes about the same event of Olympics, and it is termed as Special Olympics because the participants in the race are handicapped or athletes, those who are not fully fit. So at such one occasion, a special thing happened in that Special Olympics. What is this? First, let's take the 2 paragraphs of the poem, which says, the athletes had come from so many countries. As you know that different countries participate in the Olympics. Similarly, the athletes had come from different countries to run for gold, for the silver and bronze. As you all know that the medals awarded in the Olympics are gold for the winner, silver for the second place, and bronze for the third place. So they all had come to win for their countries gold, silver and bronze. Many weeks and months in training and building up to the games, and they had all practiced for many months, days, weeks and even years to participate and win, as normal for all the athletes. Similarly, all the athletes, they had come to these games to participate, and they have trained a lot. All around the field, spectators were gathered. The stadium was filled with spectators, cheering on all the young women and men. And all the spectators, they were cheering for their beloved athletes, the men and women. Then the final event of the day was approaching, the last race about to begin. And the last race of the day was about to begin. As you all know that the mega event in athletics is the 100-meter dash, because that's the most attractive event. Similarly, the last final event of the day was approaching, the last race about to begin, and everybody was waiting for the last race to begin. Next, what happened? The last event of the day, that is the 100-meter dash, was about to begin. The loudspeakers called out the names of the runners, announced the 100 meters, a race to be run. As I told that the mega event of the day, the 100-meter dash, was about to begin. And 9 young athletes stood there determined and poised for the sound of the gun. And 9 athletes were ready to race, and they were waiting for the sound of the gun to explode. The signal was given, the pistol exploded, and the concerned person shot the gun, and so did the runners on hearing the sound. But the youngest among them staggered and stumbled and staggered, and he fell on his knees to the ground. As all the 9 athletes were waiting for the gun to explode, the race to begin, as soon as they started, one of the runners among them, he was the youngest one, in a rush, he staggered and stumbled and he fell down. He fell on his knees to the ground. Just imagine the pathetic condition of the runner. One who had trained so hard for days, weeks, months and years. Just imagine at the start of the race itself, he fell down. And it seemed that all his hopes of winning is dashed. Now, the youngest of them, when it fell down to his knees, all his hopes dashed, because he had trained so long for winning the games. He gave out a cry of frustration and anguish. Naturally, a person who has trained for so long, he screamed, he cried in anguish, in pain, anguish, pain, frustration. His dreams and his efforts dashed in the dirt. All his efforts was now vanished, all in the dirt. But as sure as I am standing here telling the story, now it's a strange one, but here's what occurred. Now everybody must be thinking that he must have collapsed, his dreams shattered. Naturally, he cannot win the race. But as the poet is telling the story, or I stand to tell the story, something remarkable happened. Now it's a strange thing one, but here's what occurred or happened. The other 8 athletes stopped in their track. Generally, people are happy when one of the competitors is lagging behind. But nothing short of that happened. All of the 8 other athletes, they stopped in their tracks. They showed the true sportsmanship. The 8 athletes stopped in the track, the ones who had trained for so long to compete. All the other 8 athletes, those who had worked so hard to win the race, they also stopped. One by one, they turned around and came back to help him. They are not now thinking about winning the race. They were now thinking about helping the child in anguish and pain. They one by one, they turned around and came back to help and lifted the lad to his feet and lifted the small boy to his feet again. This shows the true sportsmanship of an athlete. Now, what happened is that all the 9 runners joined hands and continued the 100 meters race reduced to a walk. So all the other 8 athletes, they came back, lifted the small child, and now naturally they could not run together. They all started walking towards the finishing line, holding each other's hand. And the banner above that said Special Olympics, and the banner on top of it was written Special Olympics, special in the sense that it was for the disabled people. But over here, special signifies the Olympic race was special because all the 9 athletes were now walking towards the finishing line, holding each other's hand. And the banner above that said Special Olympics could not have been nearer the mark, or the words was absolutely appropriate because it was special. That's how the race ended with 9 gold medals. They came to the finish line holding hands still. Now all of them crossed the line together holding the hands. So naturally all of them were awarded gold medals by the Olympic Committee. So all of them won gold medals all together, and the banner above and the 9 smiling faces said more than these words ever will. And these words were never be more appropriate than the Special Olympics itself. So as the founder of the Olympics had said that winning or losing does not matter. It is the sportsmanship which matters. And on that given day, it was much more than winning or losing. That's why it was a Special Olympics. Now students, please remember what type of questions you can get, or what are the keywords which you should be following. Many times you forget the keywords. So what are the probable questions? I will definitely give you along with this. You can get the link below. Answer them and send back to my email ID. I am definitely going to check it and give you the response back. Thank you, and please wait for the next poem.